angels. This is Kelly Jeray, and I am here at my most favorite place in the world, Sacred Waters Wellness Arts Studio, and I have such a beautiful soul next to me. Not just beautiful, but we got the beauty and the brains today. I want to welcome a very special woman, and I'm just excited. I'm really excited to have her here. She has a lot of great, interesting things to share. Her name is Misty Paxton, and I'm going to let her do the honors of introducing herself. So please, Misty, share with everyone your information. Let us know about yourself and your business, and what services you offer.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored. You are definitely a goddess that I watch, and I'm like, yes, do it. So I'm just happy to be here in the midst of such greatness. So thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome.
Yes. So my name is Misty Paxton. I am the spiritual attorney. So every time I say that, I get the same kind of reaction. I get some raised eyebrows, like, what is that? Where did that come from? What does that mean? What do you do? So the name came to me actually during a reading. And when I heard it from Spirit, I was like, that's it. That's me. That's who I am. So I just took off running with it. The same thing that you would go see a regular attorney for to help you navigate through man-made societal laws is the same thing you would come see a spiritual attorney for to help you navigate through spiritual, metaphysical, and universal laws. So I help my clients in several different ways. I am an intuitive card reader. I read tarot, oracle, birth, love, and destiny cards. There's a lot of information on each of those on my website, thespiritualattorney.com. So if you're interested in figuring out what is a love cards reading, what do destiny cards tell me, feel free to go to my website and you'll get all the background information on that. I also do a technique called EFT, or tapping. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. So it's kind of like emotional acupuncture meets hypnosis. Yes, I know it sounds really weird, but it helps free up trapped energy in the body, blocked stagnant energy, so it recirculates your power and your energy, and it also helps to reprogram your subconscious mind. That way we can break old habits and old patterns and old cycles very effectively. So it's an incredible technique. I teach it as well as I'm a practitioner. I'm an energy healer, so I do a lot of energy clearing through crystals, sound, aromatherapy. I'm a speaker. I am teaching, once again, at the Institute for Personal and Spiritual Growth. I am one of the founding teachers there. Let's see, I'm a writer. I'm working on a book currently, so be on the lookout for that, and an oracle card deck. And I'm a corporate wellness trainer. So I go to different companies, different law firms, and I train them on different tools and techniques that they can use for their own health and wellness, mental health and wellness, spiritual health and wellness. So that's me. And I'm also a spiritual life coach as well. So I coach my clients and counsel my clients on how to apply these principles in their daily life for success.
Wonderful. Wow. I'm so impressed. You are so talented, multi-talented.
Thank you so much.
And I just think I'm fascinated right now with all of the offerings that you have. So that definitely tells us about the work that you do. Yes. I'm a little curious though about, just the personal side, just a little bit, because when I choose to work with anyone as a healing practitioner, even with just traditional Western medicine, I just want to know a little bit about the person that I'm working with. Yes. That's important to me. So tell us a little bit about your, just a little bit about your personal background. Sure. We don't want to know, too much.
Right.
Just, are you married? Do you have children? And where are you from?
Yes. Well, I'm originally from Rocky Hill, Connecticut. I know everybody's heard of that, right? It's a big tourist town, super popular. No, it's a small town outside of Hartford, Connecticut. I made my migration down south. I went to law school at North Carolina Central University, Eagle Pride. And I got an offer from a large law firm here about 12 years ago. So I moved down to Atlanta. I am very happily married to the love of my life, best partner in the world, Paxton. who is also a brilliant graphic designer and actor. If you're looking for that, shameless plug, gotta hook hubby up too. I have an awesome bonus son, 13-year-old bonus son, who is awesome and 13. So everybody who has teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. And we're working on some more. So we're on a journey towards parenthood once again as well. So a little bit of background about how I got into the spiritual side of life. I have always been deeply spiritual. I am a Scorpio. I am a deep diver. I will always want to know the inner workings of things. It's almost like truth is an aphrodisiac, if you will. So I'm a truth seeker.
I love it.
Yes, and always have been. However, growing up Christian, which was a beautiful foundation, don't get me wrong, but growing up Christian, I didn't really have the opportunity to really explore deeper spirituality. It was kind of limited to Christianity. And so I decided, instead of studying spiritual laws, to study man-made laws, going to law school. It's something I'm very good at, but not necessarily something I was all that passionate about. Okay. I just felt like I was good at it. I can make money. I can help people. Well, why not, But actually on that journey of being super stressed out and super overwhelmed and just bogged down by the expectations of people, of clients, of bosses, and society even, and myself, that really led me back to my own spiritual practices. It led me back to meditation and a breath work practice, a gratitude practice. I started studying love cards at that time. That was about 10 years ago. And I loved it. I was fascinated. And then I just started doing readings for like friends and family, just, to share what I knew. And they were all like, you should do this. You should do this for a living. Like, I love it. And I wanted to give them more. But there was really that inner voice, of fear, of doubt, of feeling like nobody's going to want to hear this. Nobody's going to be interested. There was a lot of fear of judgment from, what would my church family think of this? What would my parents think of this? If my dad found out I was reading tarot cards, what would he say? All of that kind of stuff that I had to work through. And now that I've worked through it, I am fully in my purpose, in my lane, in my power, and this is who I am, and this is what I do.
And that's wonderful to be able to, know and have confidence that you are doing, the work that you're called to do. And I think what you do is very unique. I've never met an attorney, and I've worked in the legal field as a paralegal myself.
Wow.
And I can understand how the workload and the stress, you endured could, make you say, hey, what am I here for?
Exactly.
So it's wonderful to know your calling.
Thank you.
So I don't even have to ask you this question, which is something that I'm always wanting to know when I talk to an entrepreneur, what makes you unique and what makes you different. I mean, the spiritual attorney, how much more unique can you be?
Right.
So, so let me ask you this, because you touched on your roots being in Christianity.
Yes.
And we're here in the South. You're from Rocky Hill.
Yes.
Which is right outside of the insurance capital
of the world. Yes, absolutely.
I can see that there could be some challenges, with you, probably in educating people about what you do, and that there should not be, any fear, because, what you're doing is very natural. It has to do a lot with, the earth.
Yes.
So how do you explain the work that you do to someone who may have fear or who may be deeply rooted in a place of Christianity where what you're doing is anti-Christianity or scary, and I know that's not the case, but some people have that belief. So how do you deal with that? I know you faced it.
I do. Especially we're in the South. This is like the Bible Belt. This it's foundational, especially amongst African American art people. I feel like we have we have a lot of fear. We operate out of a lot of fear. And I do happen to believe that religion is a large part of that fear, where we feel like our eternal soul is at stake. So if we dare venture outside of the confines of this one book or this one philosophy, that, our eternal soul is is in jeopardy. So I do feel like religion in a lot of ways hampers rather than empowers in that regard. So this is what I tell people. Everybody has their own path. I don't knock anybody's path. Whatever resonates with you is what resonates with you. I'm not here to help dissuade you or convert you or change your mind about what you feel in your heart to be true. Because if it resonates with you, who am I to say anything different? However, if you do come to me and you are curious or you are seeking a deeper connection, seeking more truth, seeking more divinity in your life, and you're led to me and you feel good about it, you feel okay about it, you feel like it vibrates with you and it's somewhere that you need to be, then do that. I always tell people the Most High lives within us. And it's a living word. It's not just about a book, it's a living word. So if you feel like you're being led and guided to me, for me to hold your hand or walk with you on the spiritual journey, then I am happy to do that. Otherwise, I do not try to convince, cajole, persuade anybody else. If you're not open, that's fine. That's where you are and who you are. But if you do become open and you do feel like you're led to me, I am happy to help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think you explained it very well.
Thank you.
Which takes me to the people that have found you.
Yes.
You know, people who have been led to you.
Yes.
Please share
Yes.
with us some success stories that you've had with taking someone from, just getting started with you to their place of, success or
Yes.
reaching their goal or an
Yes.
accomplishment. How does that work? How does that process work? And just share, some of that success.
Yes, absolutely. Well, one thing, so I do many different services. Well, I'll start with one. So the readings that I do, they provide a lot of confirmation. I actually just met with a sister yesterday. She said everything you said, everything was confirmation of what she had been questioning recently. So I do get a lot of feedback of confirmation. And, I find that most people are very in tune with spirit, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. They've already been being led in a certain direction, and then when they come to me and we read the cards and we do what we do, and it's confirmed through spirit, they're like, oh yeah, I've been feeling that anyway. Oh yeah, I was being led that way. Oh yeah, I kind of knew that. So I find that most people are in tune, but because we're in such a practice of seeking outside of ourselves, that I am blessed to be able to give them that outside confirmation that they've been seeking. So I get that a lot. In terms of their own personal changes, I'll just speak to, I'll use my husband. I always use him as an example. And I know he's like, really, again? But, I have been working with him. We've been together 8 years. So I've been working with him on opening up his channel capacity to receive. And actually, most of my male clients, I do this work with them. Because as men, and in particular Black men, I feel like they have an issue asking for help. They have an issue receiving help. They have an issue, with opening their channels to be given more in their lives, because they feel like it's all on them. They have to do it, and so they have a hard time with that. So I am happy, very happy to report that my husband and many of my male clients report that things are just coming to me. Like, I'm getting the help that I need. I've met a business partner. The loan that I put in for came through. So they are beginning to open their capacity to receive more and to believe more for themselves. I have so many confirmations. I have clients that tell me after an EFT session that habits that they were in before, that they seem to be stuck in a cycle of, are now broken. So for example, the procrastination habit, which is a hard one for anybody to break. I've heard that, a sister I worked with recently, she had been putting off her book, writing her book for so long, for years. She had started it, stopped it, started it, stopped it. And she was just like, I want to break through. I want to do it, but I feel so blocked. I feel like every time I sit down to do it, my creativity is hampered. And I just don't know what to do. So we did some tapping. We did some energy clearing for her. She tells me that she's working on the last chapter of her book now.
Wow.
And it's almost ready for the publisher to put the editing, finishing touches on. And it should be published sometime this year. She's not sure of the date yet, but she is almost complete with the work. So her procrastination on that is no more. So
That's awesome.
that kind of stuff just reminds me and reassures me that this is exactly where I need to be.
Yeah, so you have that confirmation, which is
Yeah.
awesome. So you mentioned this woman that you were working with about
Yes.
a book.
Yes.
And I think you had mentioned as to yourself that's something upcoming for you. And speaking of
is.
what's upcoming, please share with us anything else that you have upcoming in this time that people need to know about.
Sure. Thank you. So yes, I am working on a book. The publisher is a brilliant, powerful goddess. Her name is Nia Sade Akinyemi. And
Wow.
yes, the literary revolutionary. So this is a goddess collaboration I'm super excited about. The book is called Focus, Redirect the Magnifying Glass of Your Life to Live the Life of Your Dreams.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
So it's 20 short chapters of different areas that we can focus on in our lives for best results. I'm also working on an oracle card deck, which is a companion to the book. It's 44 cards of different areas to focus.
Okay.
And you can just pull a card a day. You can do different spreads with it. So it's kind of a companion for your daily life of areas that you can focus on.
That's
So,
fabulous.
Thank you.
I want to be on that invitation list for
Absolutely,
that book release
absolutely.
party that I think you
VIP.
will have, definitely.
Absolutely, signed copy.
Yes.
I have a couple of events coming up. I am actually going to be teaching EFT at a place called Eclipse over Roswell. That is a big facility there. They have a lot of crystals, a lot of spiritual tools, great people. So I'll be there on Wednesday, Wednesday of this week. I'll be teaching an EFT class again on Thursday of this week. I will be reading at a psychic fair on Saturday of this week from 11 to 3. This is in the Grant Park area of Atlanta. And I will also be speaking at an event called the Women of Leadership Conference on February 8th. So I know I threw out a lot of dates and a lot of stuff, but definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook to get all the latest updates. All the information will be there. And the name is thespiritualattorney.com. Well, that's the website. Yep,
Okay.
thespiritualattorney.com. And on Facebook, IG, and YouTube, it's The Spiritual Attorney.
Well, we want to make sure that people watching are able to reach you. What would be the
Yes.
first step if someone wanted to work with the spiritual attorney?
Sure.
What would they need to do?
The easiest way is probably just to DM me on Instagram or Facebook because, I have my phone stuck to my hand most of the day, so they
Okay.
pop up for me. So The Spiritual Attorney, Instagram, Facebook, send me a DM. You can also go to my website. There is a Book Now tool where you can book me for a session. But if you have questions, definitely DM me. You can email me, info@thespiritualattorney.com. Or you can also just give me a call, 404-884-8610. And I'm happy to answer any questions. I know, get your pen. Hold on, let me say it again, 404-884-8610. And I'm happy to work with you.
Well, thank you so much, Misty.
Thank
It's
you.
been wonderful learning about what you do. I am amazed and I find it fascinating. So I'm just glad that I've had the chance to have you here today.
Thank you.
And just thank you so much. It's been wonderful. You're beautiful. You got the beauty and the brains in the house.
I'm just a reflection of you, sis. All this beauty and all this light. I appreciate you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be back very soon.